Alrighty, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. My name is Bojan Petreski. Today is January 18th, 2022. We are looking for some futures trades today. Of course, the disclaimer is there for your use, your protection, and your understanding that this is for educational and instructional purposes only. Let's take a look at the agenda for today. So, we're going to look at what the current market environment is. We're going to execute based on those opportunities that present themselves in front of us. And then, of course, we're going to do our intraday trading management. Now, I'm just finishing up on pulling up all the channels here. Let's go ahead and get started with our session. So, this is our platform here. This is what we will be using today. Of course, let me just double check. Yeah, this is all good. Let's go ahead and get this guy out of here. So the link that you see down below to the left side, that's my link, tradewithufos.com/Bojan. Please, feel free to go ahead and access that link. If you have any questions, any comments, you can also find my contact information on there. So let's go ahead and get that out, and we will continue with our session for today. So this is our platform, TradeStation, that we use. Of course, if you're using TradingView or our platform, which is the top, the Predictive Options Planner, or MetaTrader, you may not have access to this exact screen here, but the information that is contained here can easily be found when we're looking at each and every one of these instruments. Okay, so right now, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of ones that are actually showing a potential entry, which the first two that we do see here are the US, which is the 30-year note, and then the crude oil market, which is on the 60-minute time frame. So let's go ahead and open those up first, and we're going to go over how we look at these markets, what it is that we're looking for, and how it is that we execute. And from there on out, we're going to just follow along and, kind of rinse and repeat. All right. Okay, looks like everything's opened up here. Okay, the chart trader. All right, let me just double check something because I did receive a notification. I believe we are on the March contract. Yes, we are. All right, so we just need to change the CLH22. And how I find that out, what I do myself, I just open up barchart.com futures, most active energies, which is right here. It tells you what the most traded contract is on the instruments that you're looking at. So you got everything from currencies, energies, financials, the whole nine. So it's just an easy way to double check that you are trading on the front month contract. All right. Let's go ahead and that's okay. There we go. All right. Let's fix this up a little bit here. We may actually be having a trade right now. 49. Oh no, actually, no, it's not. So current price. I mean, this could have been. Yeah, this is still an entry. Oh, there goes the UFO. As I said it. So this could still qualify as a valid entry here since the UFO was right there. This one starts at 36. The issue is, I would say the stop. So 22 would be the stop here. Actually, it's not. It's not an issue. I thought they're going to overlap, but they don't. So the entry would have been like where we can watch this a little bit longer right now, just to double check. But we could have taken that entry at market. We just would have had a better entry than if we took it on, when we first opened it. Now the bottom line is really the fact that the UFO disappeared. So when the UFO disappears, that means that those unfilled orders got filled. So right now, we don't have any business trying to take a trade there unless a new UFO forms. So now let's go ahead and analyze what it is that we want to see, how it is that we trade these instruments, and then hopefully we can catch a trade that gives us, the right setup and works in our favor. So let's go ahead and do that. The first thing that we're going to look at is the following. All right, we look at the market climate, which is this bottom window here. Typically, that's either a 15-minute, 60-minute, or a 240-minute climate. Those are the two common time frames that we utilize for the climates. As of right now, we're looking at the 60. We need this to be a thick dot, right? We need it to be a thick dot. That means it's a confirmed climate, and as you see right here on the bottom, that is a thick blue dot. And if you can't see it, I'll just zoom in a little bit. That is a thick blue dot right there. Obviously, these are all thick blue dots, but this is what we don't like to see. This is what we don't trade, right? So these are the ones that we do not trade, regardless of what color they are. We do not trade them because of the fact that that means they're unconfirmed. That's why they're thin dots. All right. Now, the next thing, that's our first question that we ask ourselves is, should we be taking a trade or not? In this scenario, right now, it does say that we should be taking a trade. We should be looking for a trade to the long side. Okay? Now that it's saying that, the question is, what price level, what price point should we be looking to take this trade? Because it's very easy to say, oh, yeah, look for long trades. It's great, but where do we get in? Where do we get out? How do we answer those questions? So the first one that we're going to answer at the same exact window here, at this larger time frame that we have here, the 60-minute, is we're going to see what the moving average, a 9 EMA that we're utilizing right there. MAE stands for moving average exponential. What is the value of the exponential 9 EMA of the 9 EMA price that we could find potential orders at as well? So the 9 EMA is currently at 84.47. 84.47. Now, current price is already below the moving average, so I'm doing this just to, explain the procedure, explain the process of, how everything should work. And then we're going to go ahead and, put our hunting goggles on and look for opportunities, right? So the first thing that we're going to look at right now is, where is there any unfilled order that's in the direction that we're looking at, right? So we're looking for long opportunities. So we're looking for green UFOs, right? Any green UFOs that are around that 84.48 area, right? So right here, and right here. Well, interestingly enough, there was a UFO as soon as we opened this, right? As soon as we opened this chart, there was actually a UFO right there. Unfortunately for us, we were just getting started, and I was actually, I was tempted to just click to buy at market because we would have had a better fill, and the stop would have only been about 11 ticks from where it was. But as soon as I was about to say, okay, it's time to execute on this, the UFO disappeared. When the UFO disappears, it's not because the software decided to pull the rug on us, right? It's because of the fact that orders got filled, right? The UFO stands for unfilled orders. When the UFO disappears, those unfilled orders have been filled, right? Just like this UFO just disappeared right here. That means the orders that were right there have been filled. They've been touched and filled. Okay? So that's where we're going with that. So, that's all there is to it. Let me just see something here. Okay, it's not an error message. Okay. Sorry, I just thought I received like an error message and I wasn't sure what the heck was going on. Anyways, so let's go ahead and analyze the 30-year note. Okay, just to see what's going on. Okay. All right, so this is a 30-year note. Everything seems to always be a little bit out of whack here. Okay, there we are. So this is currently a confirmed down climate. As we see here, the moving average is at about 154.50, 547, which 547 is really at 1732s right there, 1732s. But unfortunately, this one misses it by 2 ticks, so nothing to do there. So we don't have any UFOs to rely on to get in on a trade. I thought that this one might be actually close, but no, that's 2032. So um, the moving average, as you see, is at 154, 1732s, which is, right here. There's no UFOs, no UFOs, no UFOs. So this one I thought might work, but it's actually 2 ticks too high. And when it comes to the 30-year note, 2 ticks too high is not little money. This ticks at $32 a pop. So at 2 contracts, that's $120 too high of an entry. And let's face it, our entry is, by far the most important aspect of when you get a trade setup. Because if you don't have a good entry, or if you enter without the proper analysis, then you're just setting yourself up to fail. Okay, let's see here. No, that's 1632s. Even if this one went all the way up to 1732s, it wouldn't have been the right trade to enter because it's at the top of the range. Okay, so nothing quite to do there. All right. Let's go ahead and analyze if there's anything else on the climates. Here we are, the 15-minute mark has gotten there. So gold on the 15-minute is a sensible long. Let's go ahead and open up gold. And in the meantime, I just want to double check across the channels here, folks. How are we looking? If it's too fast, feel free to ask any questions, anything you want me to go over. I would more than gladly do so. If you have any comments or something's not making sense, please feel free to let me know. Again, it's we have plenty of trades in front of us, plenty of trades behind us. you know. Let's see here. So gold on the 15-minute is actually coming into a UFO right now. All right, so 1834, 1837. All right, we're gonna get a better feel. I'm just gonna buy this at market. Let's go ahead and set up the trade. All right, so the stop is going to be at 1812. It's going to be down 1811.2. 1811.2. 480. That's T1. And now T2. We're just going to drag up here for a second, maybe. All right. Okay, I just don't want to miss out on what happened over there with crude oil. So our stop is at 1811.2, right below the UFO. Our T1 is a 1-to-1. So as you see, the easiest way to do that is just to either do the math, or since I have it here on the chart, basically take it the way it is. 1-to-1, 480 to 240. There. Now for the final target, I want to take a look at this. All right. For the final target, this is right here, this UFO. So 1817 is going to be the final target. 18. Oh well, we may not have to We may not have to do anything after all. Might stop us out. 1817 being final target. Might not even get the chance to change this. Sometimes things just move quick, and that's that. What are you gonna do? Pulled back though, so we may still be in this, but we're gonna see what it does. Wow, the 30-year really just ended up collapsing from there. Wow, it's kind of crazy, right? Oh, that's fine. Okay, let's see if there's anything else here. So this is all. These are all sensible longs, but they all ended up getting in the negative, meaning that price ended up moving below the moving average, below the ATR. See how these numbers are negative? That's what that means. So, all right, gold looks like it held in that area. Interestingly enough, let's see if it can bounce up a little bit at least. It might not. It might. We never know. It'll do what it does, whether or not we were in the trade or not. Right? Nothing out of the ordinary there. Nothing new or different. All right. One thing to bear in mind, and this is a technique that we utilize whenever things are just kind of going sideways or just not really going in the direction that we want it to. So that's the entry candle. We got 1, 2, 3. This market is open. So this is what we give it space to work out in. If it doesn't work out in this space or frame, we just go ahead and close this at market. It's really nothing out of the ordinary to give it a time constraint when it comes to opening a trade, because think of it this way, right? We have several things working in our favor. So it's only fair that we expect those several things to work, right? We shouldn't be waiting for, the whole day today for this to finally make up its mind. Right? So giving it a certain constraint and saying, okay, if this doesn't work by the time this candle closes here, I'm going to go ahead and close this at market, whether it's a winner or a loser. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and close it, and that'll be that. All right. Just double checking all the chats here. Looks like we're looking okay. So it came pretty close to stopping out. Didn't stop out just yet, but it's, looking pretty heavy right now. And for some reason, my Facebook stream just froze. Let me just double check that everything's good. Yeah, looks like it's good. All right. Gold still not making up its mind, but then again, not a whole lot of the market is making up its mind, right? When you see stuff like this, it's an unconfirmed climate with a negative ATR there, the ATR spread, meaning that's the price that it's currently showing that it's below the 9 EMA right now, and you see most of these are the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the ES and the NQ and kind of be prepared for a potential short when the market opens, because I don't want to miss out, by the time I open this and that, the markets move fairly quickly when they open. So I don't want to miss out on it in case there's an opportunity there. So, yeah. And then, of course, folks, I'm just going to flash it really quickly here. So the link to go to sign up on any of the courses or apps or anything you're looking for is right there, tradewithufos.com/Bojan. That's, wow, look at Nasdaq. Holy cow. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 15-minute increments that it's been unconfirmed for. So more than 2 hours that it has been just going sideways, just drifting. I guess we're waiting on decision on which way this wants to go. It's been going up and down, but not a whole lot has been happening. Um, it's currently trading below the moving average. So if this were to set up as a short, this would be a good setup. ES is already touching a UFO there several times and is trading below it. If things don't move as much at the open, I'm going to go ahead and take this at market if this gets confirmed as a down climate. So we'll be keeping an eye on this when it comes time to um, execute in about 7 or 6.5 minutes from now. So gold, look at that. It did end up bouncing up a little bit. There's a good chance that we're going to have to close this at market. Um, I think it has only at the end of this 924. Yep, at the end of this candle. So if somehow miraculously pops up and it gets us to positive land, that'd be great. If not, it's all right. There we go. Closed it at market. $100 loss. Not bad. Might go all the way up. That's fine. But again, the rules are the rules, and we have to follow them. Okay. So let me just hide this so it's easier to see. Any questions, folks? Any comments? Maybe you're confused about something. Maybe something that you want to discuss. Feel free to let me know. Okay. Also, something that needs to be, that you need to bear in mind, right? It is still a confirmed up climate. It is the third one out of typically 6. So we're not, too late to this. We're not too early into it. We're right on time, I would say. If a new UFO forms here, we can actually take this trade again, right? And there it is, 18, 13, 8. Oof. Oh man, that just misses it by a little bit. 18, 13, 5. Jeez. See, all of these miss it by just a few ticks. I really wish this wasn't the case, but taking this trade would not be taking it according to the rules. And it sucks when it happens by a couple of ticks. Let me put it that way. Um, yeah, it is what it is. So, unfortunately, we can't take it right now. What did crude end up doing? Whole bunch of nothing. All right. Good stuff. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close this. Actually, I guess we could. No, this is not gonna work until it's later in the day. ES. Wow, look at that fight. A green into a red. Talk about indecision, right? This could go either way. Of course, our climate, if it gets confirmed to the downside, which is highly, likely that it won't. Just because, as you see, it says, it can go up or down. Um, we have a few more minutes here, but okay, wait a minute now. We can take this now at 1814. 1814. All right, so we can take it again. 1814. Stop's going to be same place, 11.2. Jesus Christ. 11.2. That's a little bit higher risk, of course. 560. And then we said 1817. Man, this isn't even, it's like 1.1 to 1. Not the best of trades. It meets the criteria, it meets the requirements. Obviously, price came very close to this area held. So we could be seeing, a rally all the way to T1 and T2 there, even though that T2 is so freaking close, right? Yeah, 1817 is this UFO. It begins at 1817 even. So that's the T2 that we have to use. Of course, if it travels up there, we're looking at a decent. What's it gonna be? $580. So listen, I'll take 580 any day of the week, right? It'll be a quick 1-2, right? This could get wicked into a T2. And then something else that we could do as this travels up, we could, if there's a new UFO that forms, because it's such a low R to R trade, we could move the stop up because again, this is a very, it's a very wide stop. So what I would like to do is to protect some of the account and just move the stop already, even though we don't have a T1. All right. I'm just really hoping to see a new UFO here to at least a little bit, so that way we know, so then we can reduce the risk, overall risk on the entire trade. These three were the original three UFOs that gave us the entry. And I want this to happen in the next 50 seconds because I want to go look at the ES and the NQ. So that way, if something were to get confirmed on any one of those two, we don't miss out on it. And you know how it is with the open. Once it opens, things just start moving haywire. Okay, so that one closed, didn't give me a UFO. I'm waiting for this candle to close here and see if it'll get us a UFO. This could easily just spike up during the open and hit both T1 and T2 with slippage, which, positive slippage, never a bad thing, right? All right, we didn't get a new UFO, looks like, so let's go ahead and switch to the ES. Oh, ES took a downturn, confirmed down climate, moving average at 607. 607? Really? Okay. Nasdaq 354, 359, confirmed climate. All right, selling this at market. Wow, okay. Lots of fun stuff happening here, right? I'm not even sure exactly. Looking like it wants to keep going lower. Jeez Louise. Yeah, good luck trading this, right? So this one we took and it went crazy. This one is okay. Here we go. We're just gonna focus on things we can control because that was insane. Let's go ahead and move the stop to 1837. So let's go ahead and move the stop to 1837. Look at that, beautiful. Boom. All right, risking $60 right now instead of 560. Although this is looking like it might stop us out now. Come on, hold that UFO, hold the line. All right, this is the entry candle. 1, 2, 3. Oof, it's getting, come on, hold. No, it's all right, guys. So you could have been, I didn't want to keep that super high risk. I was really hoping that this might be the third candle so I can close it, but of course it was not. Yeah. Let's go back to Crazy Land. So that's what we took. Immediately dropped down. I mean, nothing else to be said there. Crazy movement down. Confirmed climate down. It's just this one to even set up is like near impossible sometimes. Let's go to the ES. ES did the same exact thing, of course, moving in. So 605 is the current moving average. That's at the top of this. UFO 605.25. Of course, the stop would need to be above 607 here. So if we were to be aggressive, we could take it at 601. I myself won't be. I would actually consider myself a little bit more conservative and take it here at the beginning of this UFO here at 603.25. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it at 603.25. Right there. I hate it when that happens. 603.25. All right, that's at the bottom of that one. And I'm going to put my stop at 607. Yep, perfect. Okay, so we're risking about 3.5 points, I think it is. 607 minus 603.25, right? Three and three quarters. All right, so minus 603.25. So 599.5 would be the 5 would be the T1, and our final target nowhere in sight. Okay, so nowhere in sight means we just cancel it for now, and that's that. All right, so let's see if we can get a pop and go from there. Okay. Fun to see, right? Fun to see. It's what's sometimes crazy about the NQ is that it just moves so freaking quick, right? You can't. There's absolutely no like, even, and I've seen it myself. Even automated systems that move stops after T1 is hit, for example, are sometimes unable to move the stop in time to prevent it from either getting stopped out or slipped out, whatever the case is. So it's not unheard of. It's not unusual to see that kind of crazy movement. Um, that's just how, sometimes how the markets move. Sometimes it's like they're deader than dead, but sometimes when they move, they when they pick a direction, they go. Um, yeah. Not a whole lot else going on here other than that. So we have the setup there. Of course, it's just moving on down. I'm glad we took that off the board where we were, because as you see, it's just slowly inching on down. Crude oil also went down. Still a confirmed upclimb, but this is the 60. So we're probably not going to see anything here. Let's go ahead and close it so we can save some processing power. Okay, so folks, that's that for the free session. I'm going to go ahead and switch to our members only session for now. You'll be able to see the recording later. I will catch you soon.